In this video, we're going to take a look at how the ability to drop items was added to the Ultimate Crafting system. As you can see, you can drop items, and if you drop multiple, they stack, and you can go over and pick them up. And if you've maxed out your inventory space and try to pick it up, you will not be able to. So the first thing we did was add a way for the player to actually tell an item to be dropped. And the way we accomplished that was by adding an invisible box to the player item UI. This item box is activated whenever the player has selected an item to drag it, and it covers the entire screen. And then when clicking on it, it will act as just a normal slot. However, that slot has a few scripts on it. In particular, this item game object creator script. As soon as an item is put into this slot, it is fed to this item game object creator, and it spawns the game object that we specify. The game object that it spawns is this item clump. If we drag it into the scene, you can see right now it just looks like a square. However, of course, it has a number of scripts on it that do several things. Upon being spawned by the box, it has the item inserted into its item slot component. And after the item is inserted into the item slot component, it updates several other components on the object. In particular, there's this display item model script that we added. This goes ahead, and if there is model data associated with a particular item, it will go ahead and spawn it on the parent that we specify. This is what lets these 3D models be displayed in the scene. It also has one of these item game object creator scripts on it, except for this one is not automatically attached to the slot. Instead, it is manually called whenever this gather interactable transfers the items. This gather interactable script is the same one that is used on these resource deposits. However, transfer over time is disabled on it. Instead, it transfers everything that it can all at once to the player when it's clicked on. And upon the items being transferred, it calls this item game object creator script and tells it to spawn a game object. In this case, the game object is the item pop-up, and that is what is responsible for seeing the resource plus whatever that pops up whenever you gather an item. Like this. The other script that we added is this combine slots on collide script. All this does is make it so that if two items with an item slot component on them collide, it tries to merge them into each other. This is what allows you to stack the items, like so. The code side of these is fairly simple. As you can see in the combine slots on collide script, the meat of the script is actually just these two lines. It checks if the other slot can have one slot inserted into it completely, and if so, extracts it from this object and puts it into the other. The display item model script is also relatively simple. It does a bit of magic to automatically scale the models, but the points of interest for this system are these lines right here. All it does is get a data accessor from the item world, checks if the category has some data associated with that item. If there is no prefab data associated with that item, then it calls this onModelFailed event, and that's how we get it to display an icon if there's no model instead. But if there is a model, then it goes ahead and creates it, automatically sizes it, and calls the model succeeded event. In these ways, we added a fairly robust item drop and pickup system that wouldn't look out of place in any completed game. This particular feature was added by user request, so if you too have any requests that you would like for features to be added or video tutorials to be made, of course, go ahead and leave a comment or reach out to us. But that'll be it for this video. If you'd like to learn more about the Ultimate Crafting System, check out the links in the description. And you can also find a link to the Ultimate Crafting System in the asset store there as well. Until next time.